Hello, welcome to another episode of Wicked Easy Cooking. My name is Chef Colin Roche, and today we're making wicked easy cream of broccoli soup. This isn't just any cream of broccoli soup. This one's going to be a little bit more healthier because most of them have heavy cream in them, or they're thickened with a roux, which is flour basically, and some oil. Today I'm going to use just more vegetables to help thicken it, and I'm also going to add some cheddar cheese at the end. So the puree of vegetables with that little bit of cheese mixed in there, I think it's going to give it that consistency of a cream soup without all those calories and stuff. And I'll give you some options as we go. Now I have the recipe here, and as always, I'll post it down in the comments section, and I'll add it to the end of the video. So let's get started. Okay, you should be able to make this soup in less than 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. It takes about 5 minutes to prep, and I'm going to show you these ingredients and let it cook. You know, we're going to puree it up with immersion blender, or you could use a regular blender if you need to, and then we're just going to serve it. So as the ingredients say here, you're going to start with about a quart of chicken stock, chicken broth, whatever kind you'd like to use there. You could use vegetable broth if you didn't want to use chicken, keep it vegetarian. We're going to have a medium onion. Okay, I've already peeled it here. We're going to use one large carrot or 2 small carrots, and we're going to use 1 stalk of celery. And then we're going to have a head of broccoli. It's going to be in there. I've got 1 to 2 cloves of garlic already chopped up, depending on how much you like. We're going to use milk, not too much, about a half a cup in there. And then I'm going to add some sour cream. Again, this is going to help thicken it, and we're going to put a little bit at the end for garnish. So you need about 3 tablespoons to put in the soup, and then we're going to add a little bit left, maybe another tablespoon, kind of swirl at the end. And then, obviously, salt and pepper for our seasoning. Okay, so you're going to want to have a medium stock pot, and with a lid. It'll cook it a little faster, and that's where it's all going to come together. So we got to start with our vegetables first. So we're just going to rough chop them. Again, I've already peeled the onion and the carrot and our celery, and we're going to add that into our stock pot. Okay, so for celery, I'll just cut it in half here. And all of this kind of keep the same size, but it doesn't have to be, perfect because it's all going to get pureed up, but we do want to keep it kind of the same size just so it all cooks evenly. So we'll throw that into our pot. Our celery, and we've got our carrots, and we're going to use 2 of these because these ones are on the small size, but if you had a large one, 1 would do. We're looking to get about 2/3, 3/4 of a cup of these vegetables. So that'll give you an idea if you were using it already chopped up for size. And then we have a medium onion. We'll put all that in there. Now the onion, I'm going to cut that in half, and I'll quarter it, and then just chop that up. Same with this one. And slide all that in. And that's basically mirepoix, a French term for these 3 classic veg that are put into soups to give us our base. So as the recipe says, we're going to put that with our chicken stock and our garlic. Get all this in first. And we're going to kind of bring that up to a boil and then let it simmer. Not very long, 5-10 minutes tops. So put the garlic in. Good. And then we want to also add in our broccoli stems. Now these on the outside are florets. So, a lot of people throw away the stems, but you shouldn't because there's a lot of good use in there, a lot of good flavor, especially since we're going to be, pureeing it up. So I'm going to cut this florets off for now. I'm going to save that. It's going to go in a little later because it doesn't take as long to cook as these other dense, hard vegetables do. So we want to get the stalks in first. We're going to get pureed up with our other veggies. And then, okay, so now we're just going to take these stalks and we're going to chop those up a little bit. Okay, and we'll throw those right in with our other vegetables to get this going. Okay, so in here we have chicken broth, onions, carrots, celery, broccoli stems, and our garlic. We'll put that on, cover, 5 minutes. Be back. Okay, now our chicken broth and vegetables have come up to a boil. We've covered them, and now they've been simmering for 5 to 6 minutes. So now's the time we want to add in our florets. So all I've done is taken the clump of them here and just broke off the little florets here. Just kind of broke them into pieces, you know, so they'll cook evenly and they'll cook about the same time. So we have all of these florets. So we're gonna add those. This is step 2 in your recipe. Add the florets and the milk. We'll probably add a little seasoning now too, though at the end we're gonna season to taste right before, you know, we serve it. So let's pull this off for a minute. The steam coming out. Add in our broccoli. Oops. And give that a stir. Get it all incorporated. Now we'll pour in our milk. I'm just going to give it the cream of broccoli. Stir it all around. And then we're going to put this back on the heat with the cover, okay, simmering for about 10-15 minutes. At that point, we can add in our sour cream, and we're going to puree it up. We'll finish it with the cheese and our seasoning. So be back in 10. Okay, so our broccoli soup has been cooking now for about 11 minutes. It says 10 here in your recipe, so I let it go a little bit longer. So now we can add in the sour cream and puree it. So, all the steam here. I want to get you a shot of this before I puree it up here. See, I don't know if you can see that. I'll do it with the overhead. Okay, so you can see it's all changed color now and everything's soft. So we're going to add in our sour cream, which was a recipe says about 3 tablespoons. So I've got those here. Put those in. And now I'm just going to give it a stir, and we're going to puree it. Now, if you have a blender, you can certainly do it that way, but I would do it in batches. And be careful because it's hot, so you don't want to fill your blender more than halfway. But I'm going to use an immersion blender, which you can actually stick right into the soup and just press a button, and the blade, which is adjustable, purees. And if you're interested in these, I'll put a link down in the comments section. But to use it, you just stick it down into the pot and squeeze the trigger, and then just start going around in circles till it all gets pureed up. Okay, it's getting nice and foamy. You can see that traditional color of the cream of broccoli soup coming out. Okay, I think this is all done now. I'm just going to check it with the spoon, just make sure I didn't miss any florets or chunks of carrots, because, you know, it wouldn't be as bad. It would be like, you know, more country style, home style. Oh, there's a little one. But, you know, if you want it to be perfectly smooth, you just got to double check that. So let me just get these last few pieces. Okay, now it's time to add in our cheese and to check the seasoning. So let's do that right now. Let's put this here. And we can take our cheese, half a cup. And I know it's going to need a little salt. And put in some pepper. Give all this a mix, and I'll see where we're at. And as you mix this, that cheese is going to melt, which is going to help thicken the soup as well, and add, of course, flavor and a little bit of, you know, fat there to it. Okay, see the cheese is almost melted. So now, let me give it a little taste for seasoning. Yep, gonna need some salt. So put a little bit more of that in. And a little bit more of that black pepper, which will really add to it. I think then it's ready to serve. Okay, the cheese is just about melted. Let me clean up this area and we can plate it up and see how it looks. Okay, this is really good. The seasoning is perfect. Now let's plate it up. So I have a bowl here, a little bit of sour cream left over. We're going to use that as our garnish, and I'll put that in the recipe. Optional, of course. So add that in. Ooh, we can see the cheese sticking here on the side. That cheddar is melting in there. Oh, that's good. Okay, take this down. I got one little spot here to clean up. And then we can take a dollop of this and put it right in the middle. Or you could stir it around if you want. Okay, and here it is. I don't know if you can see that at all? Great, isn't that look wonderful? And let's try it one more time with that sour cream, which I'm just going to swirl in here. And that gives it that creaminess that we're looking for. Another successful recipe. Try this at home and let me know how it worked out for you. Feel free to make substitutions. I know people that don't want to put in the sour cream, they put in coconut milk. Instead of putting in milk, people put in soy milk or almond milk. And you can make this same recipe making cream of cauliflower. Just substitute the broccoli for cauliflower. So it's the same procedure. So you could use this as your base and change it up, add more garlic, add more seasonings. You could even go back and add in the cream if you wanted to. But this one here is a little bit more healthier, maybe better for our waistline. Okay, now, till next time, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now. Thanks for watching.